Hi everyone, I am Ketra, and today I would like to do a little reading with you, and this is going to be in the direction of knowing that you're not alone. So knowing you're not alone in recovery, knowing you're not alone on your spiritual path, just knowing that there's a lot of guidance that is ready, willing, and able to provide you with what you need at this time. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with an oracle card, and the intention that I would like from the oracle card is, where are we right now? So let's take a look where we are right now and just go from there. So let this be your sign. So I say a lot on my readings, look for the signs. There's going to be signs all around when I'm guided to do so. And with this card, what this tells me is, let this be your sign. So if you have found this video today, let this be a sign to know that you're not alone. You're not alone in recovery. You're not alone here while you're on this journey. You are not alone, and there's resources available for you, whether it's online or it feels like also like your group of people that you're surrounded with. You're not alone. So if you're on a journey of recovery, let's say, or on a journey of trying to figure out how to get out of a certain situation, or how to get out of patterns that you continue to find yourself in, just know you're not alone on this journey. And let's see if we can get Tarot to talk to us a little bit too, to find out how can we expand that message from Spirit. We're going to just do a quick little shuffle, because that's very important. What is it that said, okay, so I'm going to ask, what is the sign? What is the sign that they're feeling right now? Okay, so this is the moon. And so our moon card can sometimes be a nod to pay attention to your intuition. It's a nod to let you know that your intuition is trying to talk to you. It's trying to tell you that there's something that you need to work on, something that you need to figure out. And don't be under the illusion that you can't, because you've tried and you've been unsuccessful. It could possibly just be because you've been trying to do it on your own. I know personally, I was trying to deal with things on my own. I just thought, well, if I do this and do this and do this, I'll be okay. I'll be able to stop doing the behaviors that I was doing. And I was wrong. I needed help. I don't like to ask for help. You probably feel the same way. Sometimes it can come off to ourselves, to our ego mind, that it is a weakness if we have to ask for help. And that is absolutely not the case. Once we let go of that ego that says that we can do this on our own, and realize that we are given signs all the time of the direction that we should be going for our soul's path. Once we get out of the illusion and just realize that all we have to do is walk the path of sobriety, walk the path of changing the continued patterns that we find ourselves in. That's all we have to do. And sometimes we need help to do that, and help is available. We just have to be open, honest, and willing to walk that path. So I love that. So I would like to find out what could be a hidden struggle that we're facing right now. What's weighing us down? What's weighing on our heart? What do we need to acknowledge so that we can have that understanding of we're not alone? So what is our hidden struggle right now? There we go. You are brilliant. So what I feel like this is talking about is that we don't think that way sometimes about ourselves. And when we don't think that way about ourselves, it's kind of hard to figure out how or why we should do anything about the situation. Like if we think we're just fine and we haven't had certain negative aspects of our behaviors happen just yet, that we think, it's fine. But what what my point is with this, hold on, let me see, is that we are brilliant, and that we are limitless. So when we get stuck in that bad behavioral patterns, we do sometimes tend to feel like we are alone, but we're not alone. We are brilliant. We are amazing beings. We are spirit. We are the divine. And all we have to do is kind of pull together as a group, pull together as a collective, and find out that what's weighing on our hearts is that we don't feel this way sometimes. And all we really need to do, so this is the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is showing us that, again, we are not alone. We are working hard on ourselves. And there's people around that are watching. There's people around that are willing to help us through this journey. Like myself, this is exactly why I do this channel, is because I'm trying to reach as many people as possible. And so if you could subscribe to my channel, that will greatly help me out. Because again, that would be you and me joining together to be able to help others. So just by simply subscribing to the channel or simply sharing the channel with others, it could be that you think that this is a message for somebody that you know, or somebody needs to hear this that you know, and then you share the channel. So that is showing how in small ways we are all connected, we are all together, because we are all brilliant. And so what I feel, I know it's the hidden struggle, what's weighing on our hearts, but what we shouldn't let weigh on our hearts is any kind of negative thoughts, because we are brilliant. We are amazing at our abilities to be able to take that moment and figure out, okay, I need help, and you're not alone. I hope that makes sense, because it feels like it didn't make sense. So let's keep going and see if we can get a little bit more clearer messages. So let's get some divine encouragement. What divine encouragement can I share with everybody? Throat release. So what throat release means from the divine is that we need to use our voice. So sometimes in recovery, and when we're in situations that we don't want to talk about, because I know personally, I didn't talk about that I thought that I had a problem, that I thought that I was possibly drinking too much and isolating and not telling anyone. That was a problem. I didn't think it was a problem. I just thought, well, I need to fix this. But if I talk about it and I don't fix it, then I'm a failure. And so what I've learned is that I should have talked about it, and I should have realized that there is a group of people always around, whether it's online, if you're not comfortable or you're not able to get out of your current situation, you can simply go online. There's groups available online where you can just silently sit back and listen and watch. You don't even have to have the camera on some of these Zoom meetings. You can just listen. Nobody has to see you until you're ready to be seen. And so I think what this definitely reminds me to tell you, that when you're in that moment, when you're in that stage of, I don't want to talk about it because I don't know how to fix it, and I don't know if I can 100% fix it. I fix everything. I used to think, okay, I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. I couldn't figure it out until I realized that I was missing that spiritual connection to God. I was missing that spiritual connection to the divine, and the connection to my actual higher self. I was completely disconnected because I wasn't speaking. I wasn't using my voice because I was afraid that I was going to fail. And I'm no longer afraid to speak. I mean, I'm on YouTube. I'm no longer afraid to speak. And you shouldn't be afraid to speak either, because you're not alone. It's just the thing I keep hearing in my head over and over. And so I'm actually going to grab another oracle card on this one, because it's divine messages. Tarot is a divine message too, but I'm supposed to grab this. I'm supposed to grab you. And this is Infinite Potential Manifestation Vortex. And so I feel like this is another message from the divine telling you that if you're thinking it in your head, like I was, that I think I need to work on this and I think I need help with this, it's also use your voice. Once you get those thoughts in your head, once you start feeling this way, where you, right? You know how you've handled things in the past. You know you've been able to do X, Y, and Z and get results. But now you have this like little nagging feeling that you can't. And you need to release those thoughts through your voice. And you need to realize that you can literally take those thoughts and turn it into a manifestation that's actually real, that's actually something that you can see, something you can feel, something you can touch. So we have gotten the Magician. So the Magician, again, it's literally the same thing that's on this card. It's the manifestation of power. It's the manifestation of using what's around you to be able to propel yourself forward into that feeling of, okay, I'm doing this. And there's the encouragement. Because when we get little nods of encouragement, okay, that did work. I was able to reach out to somebody. I'm not alone. Those little confirmations, I call them light bulb moments. I love a good light bulb moment. That's what's going to help you to understand that you're not alone and that you can continue to move forward on the path. Even if you don't know what you're doing or how to do it, you can still continue to move forward on your path. So I love this one. So the intention that we're going to ask for from the divine is, what is our source of strength? I think our source of strength is, again, remembering that we aren't alone. And I know it's I'm repeating myself, but that was the draw to do this conversation today, was to, make it clear that this is not something that can easily be done by yourself. It's possible to work on it on your own, but you'll still feel that there's something missing, because I did. And until I figured out that it was that connection that was missing, it's changed. My whole life has changed. It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be hard, and I thought I wasn't going to be able to. I didn't have that confidence in myself. And now I'm confident every day. I may not know what I'm doing. I may not know how to do it. But I'm confident that the universe and the divine, and that if I let go and let God, it will be shown to me. It will be figured out. I don't have to figure everything out anymore. So ground from the root. That is our source of strength. This is a practice that will help us. So ground from the root. So what I'm feeling is, instead of trying to figure out that I'm going in all these different directions, just ground yourself. Just take those moments to be like, okay, how do I take one step forward? Not all of them. Just how do I ground myself and take one step forward? Sometimes it's a day at a time. Sometimes it's hours at a time. And sometimes it's minutes at a time when we get overwhelmed or we feel a lot of anxiety and the thoughts get too loud. So I love that. That is you. Okay. Sorry, I wanted to grab another oracle card and I keep turning them upside down, and I just need to put them like that. So again, we're going to get a divine message of, we're going to do your source of strength. Sorry, I think if the divine gives us a card of our source of strength, it's also divine encouragement, right? And that's why I love tarot, because when I'm tarot and the oracle cards, because when I am confused or get a little cuckoo, I do need to put my balance back in order to realize what my strengths are, right? And so this is spiritual acceleration, progress, and technology. We actually got this card last night and in a reading, and it came in my head, literally before I was doing this reading, I was talking to somebody about the fact of, technology, what we have available for today. And I think I touched on that already just a few minutes ago with, if you feel like you need help with whatever situation it is, recovery from substances, or if you're in a bad situation or a bad relationship, or you're just kind of going through things that we go through when life gets lifey, there's so many ways that you can connect online. And so I think that was just another thing that my guides wanted me to tell you is, when we are on this path, it is a spiritual acceleration. And there can be a lot of information online, especially when you're on this path, that one says one thing, one says another, and then you're sitting there like, okay, this contradicts this contradicts this. So when you're using technology to be able to help you while you're on your path to spirituality, to God, or through recovery, just discern how the information feels. Like, for example, one of them was meditation, and that you shouldn't use guided meditation. I love guided meditation. And I was like, well, why shouldn't I use guided meditation? Because I can do both. I can sit and I can be calm and let myself feel the feelings that I'm feeling while I'm focusing on my breath, not focusing on my thoughts, and then just letting the thoughts come in, letting myself hear those thoughts, right? And so I didn't like that that person had said that. But then I realized, as my ears are literally getting very loud, I realized that I didn't receive that message in the proper way. So one person can receive a message, and another person can receive a message from something that they're listening to or watching online, and receive it completely different ways. So just make sure that you take time to allow yourself to feel what's right when you're using technology, to discern how you want to proceed forward. Because again, technology does help us not be alone through this process, but it also can guide us to, okay, well, I just learned this, and then talk about it with somebody. Because I literally also had a conversation with somebody else that I told this to, like, I don't understand, if I love my guided meditations, why wouldn't I want to do guided meditations? Like, is it gonna like do something with my progress? And that person had felt the message was received to them a different way. And it's great. So once you get those kind of thoughts where you're like, I don't know what to do with this information, talk to somebody about it. Talk to the people that are around you, which is, I keep bringing up that Three of Pentacles, because it's so valid. It's so valid that in this time, we need each other to be able to navigate through the process. And here she is. Here is our Queen of Pentacles. And our Queen of Pentacles is nurturing, abundance, and stability. So ground yourself from your roots, and that's going to create that stability, that abundance of stability for yourself. And so the next is, you're not alone because. So let's ask the divine to show us a message that we can take from this reading to let us know that we're not alone. Show us a message that we can take from this reading to show us that we are not alone. You. Unraveling. We're going to take this one too. Halls of Learning. So Halls of Learning says spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. So yes, again, the learning that we are doing with each other, we are not alone. We are all learning our spiritual path together. We are all learning how to get through recovery together. And that is an unraveling. There it is. I was like a little taken back by the unraveling card, because I didn't hear yet what it meant. And when I say hear and feel, this is an unraveling. When we're going through situations and we're trying to figure out what to do, that it's like peeling the layers of an onion. I hear that phrase a lot. The unraveling of the cause of why we are doing the things that we're doing and feeling the way that we're feeling. It's unraveling. It's unraveling those thoughts. It's unraveling those behaviors, because that's exactly what they are. They're routines, they're behaviors, they're just things that we are doing repetitively that do not serve us any longer. And so halls of learning, it again says spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. And when we, excuse me, when we realize the things that we're going through, they're all great lessons, and there's a purpose for each one of the lessons that we're going through. So even when things get hard, especially in recovery, especially when you're in a bad situation, or you're in a situation that has just kind of turned away that you didn't think it was going to, these are all lessons. So sit back, relax, breathe, connect, so that you can understand why you're going through these lessons, because it's all part of our journey. It's all part of our path. So again, as always, I thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you need any additional guidance, please feel free to reach out to me. I do have reading times available for this coming week. I am on Pacific Standard Time. So if you want to reach out to me, just leave a comment and I will get back to you as fast as I can. Thank you so much, guys, and have a great day.